good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are on the globe. I'm Méganne Aplomb, bringing to you Fur by the minute, the fluff, the raw, and sometimes the rough. In this week's Fur, research shows dogs ask for help in their own furry way. A timeless question of Pooch's devotion is answered, while a new cat at the White House prompts us to question if kitties can play nice with canines, while Punxsutawney Phil is pissing off people and animals. First up, a recent study shows that dogs summon their humans to help them with tasks. Our Fur team sniffed out an article on dailymail.com. Researchers led by Marseille University rounded up 51 pups to see how they would handle unreachable food. A stranger left the plate of goodies on a shelf in a room with the dog. Don't ever do that with me, because the goodies will be gone. And then his or her parent came in and stood by. 22% of the pooches verbally communicated. Out of those pets, 1/3 whined while 2/3 barked in their direction. Wow. The conductors concluded that the fur babies were encouraging them to retrieve the food for them and that they will speak when faced or snouted with an unsolvable task. I could have told you that. I can't tell you how many times a dog has looked at me and barked and said, "Pick that up. I want that." Next up, have you ever wondered whether your pet really loves you or adores you as his or her captor? If so, this next segment is for you. Virtual correspondent FaKeisha joins us to discuss this commonly asked question. FaKeisha?
Thanks, Méganne. FaKeisha here, and this is my dog, Dioji. Don't his eyes look dreamy? Dioji is a big baby. He thinks he's a lap dog. Now, I actually have a lap dog, but that lap dog is Riley. Do you think our dogs love us, or they just suffer from Stockholm Syndrome? It's in their eyes. Like when I talk to them, like with Riley, when I talk to him, he gets all excited and he wags his tail. It's not because I'm giving him a treat or anything. It's just when I talk to him, and he calms down when I hold him. In DOG, it's just he tries to put his whole body weight on you, and he just lays there. Do you think our dogs love us? Well, a recent article that I read on newscientist.com is covering that very fact. It goes through with the author and behavioral scientist of Dr. Clive Wynne, who talks about this very thing. He mentions that canines depend on us for food and shelter when we're outside. But however, he says pooches have affection for strangers. Wynn also goes on to say, with information from studies by Anindita Bhadra at the Indian Institute of Science and Education, she says street dogs actually form emotional bonds with strangers. And I've met a lot of strangers that were dogs. I don't know, but that's just me. Particularly, they like to pet them, and yes, they like to get fed. But then they come around too much. But essentially, he answers his own question and says that it goes beyond a dog napper and hostage relationship. Ruff to know.
Oh my, that's a giant of a dog, isn't it? Holy Great Dane, isn't it? If that dog had Stockholm Syndrome, God bless it. Thank you so much for expressing exactly how your pups express love. That's simply lovely, actually. Thank you. Next up, the Bidens are apparently using their platform to extend an olive branch between so-called enemies, but this one is being held by paws. The Washington Post featured an article on the president and Dr. Jill Biden adding feline Willow to their family. Now, German Shepherd pup Commander is housemates with the tabby. Writer Maura Judkis said that while humans remain divided, perhaps the president will have better luck with two species getting along. Maura dug into the topic of how new pets should be introduced to each other. Dog behavior consultant Fana Easter told her to do it slowly and with treats. I completely agree. I completely agree with that assessment. Cats should also have a place to safely retreat. So far, we have heard positive reports of no furry fighting in Washington. Well, thank goodness. We wouldn't want to have that. On social media and in our communities, we are seeing more stories of dog and cat siblings getting along. We will be sure to see how it plays out between 5-month-old Commander and 2-year-old Willow. Well, I'm an advocate for that relationship working. Next up, a famous groundhog gives a glum forecast in Pennsylvania. Many are not happy about his whiskered ways. On Wednesday, Punxsutawney Phil predicted 6 more weeks of winter as he cast a shadow. Ooh, is that bad? In pandemic style, the quote-unquote meteorologist was surrounded by cardboard cutouts and his inner circle. Oh wow, he's got a crew. The annual ceremony at Gobbler's Knob was live streamed with thousands of viewers. According to folklore, if he doesn't have a shadow, spring comes early. Well, there you go. So he didn't have a shadow. Wait, he did have a shadow. He had a shadow, so therefore spring is 6 weeks more, which is bad. Boo-hoo. Many humans and animals are quite skeptical though, many humans and animals. So the animals have an opinion about this. Interesting. Reports show that the woodchuck has only got it right 40% of the time over the last 10 years. Now we have a guest contributor joining us who regularly is mistaken for a woodchuck. Beaver Jamal is not happy with the winter prediction nor the online bullying he is receiving since Phil said his piece. Jamal? Okay, so Jamal, I'm sorry that you've been going through all of that. I certainly know that you're a beaver. You look beaverish, and I don't know why people are confusing you for a woodchuck. It's unfortunate that they're bullying you about their own ignorance, really. Oh, you're used to it. Huh. I can imagine that you're just doing a little thing, right? And somebody just comes up to you and says, hey, where's your shadow? And you're like, look, I'm not that kind of animal. I'm a beaver. I don't cast shadows, or at least I don't care about my own shadow. So I can completely understand how you might be dismayed with this whole situation, being confused for some other animal when you're just being a beaver. You're just being a beaver and, you know, building a dam. Not giving a damn. Right, Jamal? Oh, I see you. I completely understand you. The online community can be cruel, but I understand and I see who you are, and you are being seen, you're being heard. You are Beaver and I'm hearing you roar. Thank you, Jamal. And that's a wrap for us this morning, afternoon or evening, depending on where you are on the globe. I'm Méganne. Be sure to sniff out the latest headlines you need to know from the Pandemic Network, brought to you by the Muttly crew. And if you have feedback or story suggestions, please leave a comment. And be sure to subscribe and like to the Muttly Crew channel on YouTube for fur and possum entertainment. Beaver Jamal is not happy. Sorry. Does Jamal eat pork? Because I feel like he doesn't. See, I should not have said the word willow. I caught a vibe. Let me dip it before I ride. The beaver's name is Jamal. Oh, God. Okay, where's Kareem? Where's Abdul? Okay, I'm done. I think cats are gangster. Really? They're just gangster animals. What are you eating? Is that falafel? Okay, see, now I'm just being ridiculous.